out burning, I activate straight. End of the chase, I lay them to waste, then go back to base to buy gloves of hate. Another hero dead, give me some bread. Got my gloves to make power treads. Apologize to work for using his leg. Back to fighting heroes with health in the red. Stealth once again, I'm watching the map. This time his friends are watching his back. Go to the woods and chomp on a snack. Then pack my creeps to get my health back. Get to your base, I'll bang on the door. Only to dance with your ancient of war. Set fire to your ancient of law. Nobody here is safe from my sword. Even at the throne of the tree, his team will be forcibly forced to flee. No remorse for me and his sorcery. Pulling news for free is a source of glee. I love killing human beings with my lucid beams. I love sneaking up on clueless teams and make them lose esteem. My name is Luna Moon Fang and I am one with the moon. When I cast my eclipse, bodies become strewn. There is no chance to escape when I attack with my glaives, cause they ricochet and the seeker swears and your village prays. Prevent the sun from spilling rays, enemies in a million ways. I can't wait to face the villain's gates, cause my skills are miss. Mordred will whoop your ass with a coup de grace. You see a shadow when you ask who is that. Then you hear ching ching and your health goes to zero. I buy more bling bling and equip it on my hero. Get to your base, I bang on the door. Only to dance with your ancient of war. Set fire to your ancient of law. Nobody here is safe from my sword. Even at the throne of the tree, his team will be forcibly forced to flee. No remorse for me and his sorcery. Pulling news for free is a source of glee. I'm coming to your base, yo, covering your face. I'm smothering your race, you've got to run. Mounted on a horse, I'm mounting up a force. Don't count on a remorse, you're almost done. Racking up the kills, you're slacking on your skills. Attacking you with quills and you got no stun. You're gonna die before you even get back to base. If you try to run, don't run to the riverbed. Tinker's chillin' there, scanning with his infrared. Once you're spotted, missiles hit you in the head. Oh, you know it, blood on turn the river red. Watch out for raising, my buddy is the living dead. Got a storm cloud chilling with them on his head. Don't leave him fed or you're all end up fucking dead. Fucking dead, that's how I love to leave my opponents. And if you talking shit to me, you're just hanging from my scrotum. I got plenty of friends, I got plenty of enemies. Some of you I'll never meet, just know and Dodo and get to your base, I'll bang on the door. Only to dance with your ancient of war. Set fire to your ancient of law. Nobody here is safe from my sword. Even at the throne of the tree, his team will be forcibly forced to flee. No remorse for me and his sorcery. Pulling news for free is a source of glee.
I skilled rot first in the well, got salves and tangos for health. Better kiss your mid-farewell, because they're in my lane. I'll trade my mana for kills, throw in my hook out for thrills. I gotta show off my skills, and now you're getting ganked. My bottle's filling, dismember is killing. Flesh keeps stacks of building. Where you think you're porting, baby? Hey, I just ganked you, and you got angry. But here's my meat hook, so feed me maybe. It's hard to hook right at you, baby, but I've got push stick, so feed me maybe. Hey, I just killed you, and now you're raging. But here's my meat hook, so feed me maybe. And all the other bads try to gank me, but I've got in this, so I'm escaping. Mid didn't call MIA, you took no time to get slain. I'm getting fed hard this game, and you're all getting ganked. Just watch me juke through the trees, denying myself with ease, and getting no kills from me, cause you're all getting spanked. Your team is throwing, lack of skill is showing, my KD is growing. Shouldn't you start warning, baby? Hey, I just ganked you, and you got angry. But here's my meat hook, so feed me maybe. It's hard to kill me, when I'm so tanky. Cause I've got heart now, so feed me maybe. Hey, I just killed you, and now you're raging. But here's my meat hook, so feed me maybe. And all the other bads try to chase me, but I've got rot on, so smell me maybe. Before you came into my lane, flesh sheep had no stacks. Flesh sheep had no stacks. Flesh sheep had no stacks. Before you came into my lane, flesh sheep had no stacks. And you should know that flesh sheep had 0 stacks.
First blood. Have I got juice on the cheese?
I bought myself smoke, so you can't see me. You kids don't realize you're all just fresh meat. Hey, I just killed you, and now you're raging. But here's my meat hook, so feed me maybe. The other team tries to blame their latency, but they're just butthurt, so feed me maybe. I can't believe I won this game. You kids are so bad, and you should know that, so I'll tell you in all chat. I can't believe I won this game. You kids are so bad, and you should know that, so feed me maybe.
It's like a big fat cockney paedophile. He hangs out in the bushes, he pulls people into the bushes and makes them smell his disgusting stink, alright?
I said good day, sir!
Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. Get online and send me an invite. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. We just wanna see ya push mid.
In the game, fury on. Gotta farm fast, get my Midas on. Non-stop jungle till I meet the quota. If I ain't farming, I ain't playing Dota. Where the creeps, I gots to know. I spam my ult so my farm can grow. Team says I'm useless, but I know I'm pro. Just gotta rice, gotta get that dough.
I'm blowing through these towers with the power of my double serpent ward refresher orb, and that's GG in half an hour. I ether shock. Yeah, that's the skill that I'm maxing. You can call me Rasta when you call out who's Raxin. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. Get online and send me an invite. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. We just wanna see ya push mid. Push mid. Every day I'm jungling. Jungling. Be afraid, cause if your health gets low, you get the Cullen Blade. Battle hunger, you kids are bad, now stop. Why you so mad? You don't wanna fight. Berserker's call. Counter helix right. It hurts y'all. Your team tries to flee. Pop Shiva's guard. There's no stopping me. Rampaging hard. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight.
Oh, they never miss. Kill shot.
It was not love, but skill.
Magically dash.
It's good to be back. You know who this is, right? Facebook.com/DevilsUrethra. Woo! I'm pumped. Let's do this. You can tell as soon as you hear it. The devil's back with a vengeful spirit. Left for a while, but I'm coming back in style. Versatile with the rhyme, so please turn up your dial. Arms to the deep end, stomping out beats and too strong to defeat, cause I farm all the creeps and don't see a reason to throw you in the deep end. Season when it comes to the defense. Killed you in the prequel, I'll kill you in the sequel. No matter what you do, you never be my equal. You can't level up when I'm leveling your town, and you can't hold your ground when the devil is around. Gold, stack it up, kills, rack 'em up, noobs, hack 'em up. If the dude's being a pain in your lane, just rack 'em up.
Sometimes I wanna get the world out my face. I tell them stay in your lane. I tell them stay in your place. If they don't, I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all.
I move at a pace of empower and haste, laying towers to waste. Tell me, how does it taste after hours of rape? Probably sour as grapes, and you quit out of rage while I'm plowing through lanes, making change from the creeps. Spike from the earth, you're a frog, you're a sheep. I'm a boss, you're asleep. Nordstrom is here, so don't make a peep. Back from the silence, amidst all the violence, lying is the only one left. Sorry, Nordstrom, finger of death. Subtract from your health, add to my wealth. Damage dealt with a series of attacks. I'ma level your racks to level 10 when my level is max. I hit hard, crit star, and trade you in half. In case you didn't know, yeah, the devil is back.
Sometimes I wanna get the world out my face. I tell them stay in your lane. I tell them stay in your place. If they don't, I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all.
I come at you with like a million buffs. Bloodlust, ice armor, and chilling touch to make killing such a breeze. And if enemies try to retreat, cold feet will make them freeze in their tracks. Believe him when he casts, hit him from a distance with an ice blast. Frozen ammunition from an ancient apparition leaves the opposition cold and hold up in a frozen prison. I came from Dota 1 where I wrote a lot of songs. Now I came to Dota 2 to see what was going on, and I'm happy to see the game is growing strong. But half the kids playing, I'm playing it all wrong. What makes you think that you can attack me when your hands are full with your battle on acne? Every game that I play, I always have to carry, so please shape up or get smacked up.
Sometimes I wanna get the world out my face. I tell them stay in your lane. I tell them stay in your place. If they don't, I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all. I smack them all.
That being the best song that I have an opinion.
Forewarning. This is not some cheesy gaming rap that you've grown accustomed to. Time for that is over. This is Rags. Some of you cats might also know me as Nemic.
Come on guys, time to get your drinks. Get your drinks on. It's a Friday night drunk Dota.
take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes, gagging in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite, yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the score, boy, he's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your rats getting murked. Demolished was in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in total scrimmage. I was bossing in total 1, now I'm taking it to the sequel. Demolishing my enemies are feeble. This is abolition, there's really no competition. While trekking the expedition, I'm ready to get it kicked. First blood on me, homie, I'm a captain, you're a crony. If you're thinking it's anything else, I'ma need you to come over here and show me. I'm in the jungle, pulling them like Geppetto. And if you see that rapey, I'm telling you, don't meddle. I go hard, yeah, I'm playing for keeps, but I'm surrounded by these news who are yelling at me to feed. But I split them down the middle and turn them to nuclear feed. Then sprinkle their remains and I'm calling it legacy. Wipe his whole team and sweep him up with a broom. And you can't eat, that's how I be spelling doom. Watch for the back door, invasion in the room. This is how it's going down when I'm playing toe to toe. I'm the man in toe to two, we can take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes, gagging in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite, yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the score, boy, he's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your wrist getting murked. Demolished was in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in total scrimmage. Call me lane support, disables, initiators. Cranking out the fissure and told him the earth shaker. Or we can take it to my homie named Clockwork. He's got a rocket flare just to show you how to clock jerk. Thinking they gon' beat me, the thought of it kinda juvenile. Let me give you some clarity, not talking about consumables, but I can talk about a clash and what the fight will do to ya. Your kid was coming soon to ya, my team will be consuming ya. Competition over with ease, I'm in the lead. You were hiding in trees while I was killing your creeps. And I was taking out your heroes, making them fall back. You were back in the back while yelling out, fall back, fall back. And that's really what you best to do. Or I'm taking out your hero and who's next to you. Only point and picking the point that you're next to lose. This is how it's going down when I'm playing on toe to two. I'm the man in toe to two, we can take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes, gagging in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite, yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the score, boy, he's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your rats getting murked. Demolished was in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in toe to scrimmage. I'm the man in toe to two, we can take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes, gagging in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite, yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the score, boy, he's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your rats getting murked. Demolished was in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in total scrimmage.
Playing the original, it grabbed my attention because it wasn't typical. I used to play a wide variety of the custom games. Thing about Dota, it blew my mind away. It was gripping, addicting, the best thing that ever happened. Anybody that was wishing to play a good game, and it spawned several copies such as LOL or Han. So you can go ahead and you can try to get your fill, but nothing can compare right to the sequel. I'm playing this game all night until I see the sun rise above my windowsill. I have no hopes and dreams of going pro. I just wanna play Sven, my favorite hero. So goodbye, lol, we're through. I'll see you all around in Dota 2.
Dota 2, I'm coming for you, whether the radiant or dire, I'ma smash on through. Dota 2, load the game up and I play it every day. Dota 2, I can't really see it any other way. Dota 2, I'm coming for you, whether the radiant or dire, I'ma smash on through. Dota 2, load the game up and I play it every day. Dota 2, I can't really see it any other way. Defense of the ancients is back once again. Time to save all you nubs from attacks, call me Chen. And I heal from the back as I channel my zen. Hey collective, throw me off a little stun from your Sven. So I killed all the Scourge and the Sentinel. I'm coming for the radiant and dire like a bowling ball. Call me Animaze, I'm scaling like a snowball. Earthshaker, try to run, I stop you with a wall. So yeah, don't try to run from me, because the ground will start rumbling. You sprint and
and flee. Then you see, you're surrounded by a flock of trees. And when you're dead, I'ma teleport away with ease. But please, I don't need to read a lengthy book. I'm intelligent enough to land amazing hooks. And apples? Why would I need to know how to cook? Cause I'm dismembering you fools, leaving moves all shook. I'm coming for you, whether the radiant or dire, I'ma smash on through. Dota 2, love the game up and I play it every day. Dota 2, I can't really see it any other way. Dota 2, I'm coming for you, whether the radiant or dire, I'ma smash on through. Dota 2, love the game up and I play it every day. Dota 2, I can't really see it any other way. Dota 2, 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 Dota 2.
PIT adapted.
Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. Get online and send me an invite. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. We just wanna see ya push mid.
In the game, fury on. Gotta farm fast, get my Midas on. Non-stop jungle till I meet the quota. If I ain't farming, I ain't playing Dota. Where the creeps, I got to know. I spam my ult so my farm can grow. Team says I'm useless, but I know I'm pro. Just gotta rice, gotta get that dough.
I'm blowing through these towers with the power of my double serpent ward. Refresher orb, and that's GG in half an hour. I ether shot! Yeah, that's the skill that I'm maxing. You can call me Rasta when you call out who's Raxin'. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. Get online and send me an invite. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. We just wanna see ya push mid. Push mid. Every day I'm jungling.
What about fish, yeah? Hear me.
Jungling. Be afraid, cause if your health gets low, you get the Cullen Blade. Battle hunger, you kids are bad, now stop. Why you so mad?
You don't wanna fight. Berserker's call. Counter helix right. It hurts y'all. Your team tries to flee. Pop Shiva's guard. There's no stopping me.
Rampaging hard.
Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Wards up, Rosh down. Stomp these noobs into the ground. Dota 2 is getting patched tonight. New balance changes will make everything right. Patch notes are up on Valve's website. Get online and send me an invite.
Hi guys, and welcome to another cast forum. I'm Mega Kai. Big shout out there to the sponsors of the event. I know there's been some issue here with D2NZ. They don't want me to cast this game. We are on a delay cast. It's the biggest delay I could do. I want to apologize to D2NZ. I have big respect for what they're doing, although I'm here to cast, I'm here to have fun, and hopefully they'll accept that I am casting this game even though they've asked me not to do so. Doing a play for Southern Cross Dota. Southern Cross Dota being a hub of a community that's looking to promote events. They're wanting to promote events for you if you're looking to run events, or promote your guild or your clan if you've got such a thing. So go along to southerndosdota.com, have a look, sign up to their forums. They're really friendly. It's not a guild or an event as such. They're looking to sort of promote those as we go. And we'll quickly look at the round information. It is round 3 of Pool A for the Series 2 of the Kiwi Challenge series as it's going on. It is GD versus GTB. We see both of these guys in the previous rounds doing extremely well, and we quickly jump over to the game now. It is in progress, Captain's Mode, GD, first bans. Here we go, let's see what we think. They've bound out that as you can see here, in the previous games, they've paid attention, they've bound out that Life Stealer, they've bound out the Alchemist. They don't want to face either of those heroes, whereas Go to Bed looking to bound out some more utility heroes. They've bound out that Wisp, they've bound out that Batrider, both, or I should say all those bands, very strong bands, and potentially right now I have a co-caster. Can you hear me, Anonymous?
Yeah, I can. The draft's going on, alright?
Yeah, it is going on. And for those of you who are not familiar with Anonymous, he does occasionally come and sit in on my casts. He is a extremely knowledgeable individual, seems to know what the meta is, so I really like having him on board because he adds this technical element that I don't have, and so hopefully he'll be able to give us some insight into the draft, assuming he is currently loaded. But going into the draft, there we see that GD on the dial, they have picked up Visage, they have picked up DC and Darkseer. Two strong picks, and I'm looking at Go to Bed's picks, picking up DK and Nyx Assassin, also strong picks. But what do you think on those there, Anonymous?
For GD, Visage right now is probably regarded after Rubik as one of the best supports in the game, and Darkseer one of the best offlaners, if not the best offlaners in the game. So those two are pretty standard after the Lifestealer and Alchemist ban. Since Lifestealer and Alchemist right now should be the top 2 carries, even after Lifestealer's recent nerf, the slow really wasn't his biggest strength. It was only giving him more potency in the early game when he could gank much more efficiently when the slow had a high range, but he still is a very good carry, and so is Alchemist, so those 2 bans are pretty good.
We see here that Going to Bed looking to ban out that Queen of Pain mid. They're trying to do some kind of setup here for their mid position. Is their mid Dragon Knight, or do you think it's going to be somebody else?
With the Queen of Pain ban, I really think Dragon Knight mid is becoming more obvious now, since Queen of Pain really does destroy Dragon Knight in the mid lane with the constant Shadow Poison harassment. Nyx Assassin support, picking that up this early, I don't really know, because if you first pick Nyx Assassin and don't give away your mid, you still run the possibility of running Nyx Assassin mid. So that is a bit of a throwaway. It's showing GD that they're going to pick up Nyx Assassin as a lane support. So, and you can see they're already banning out the combinations with the Nyx Assassin in the laner.
Dire team ban.
Well, when you can see there, they've also banned that Weaver, and there's also a Lena ban. I'm not sure about that Lena ban. I mean, Lena's one of those heroes that works extremely well within synergy with other heroes, but you don't know exactly what it is that Go to Bed's going to pick up.
Dire team pick.
That's true, and I also don't understand why GD banned out the Bounty Hunter. Of course, Go to Bed don't have an offlaner yet, but GD could have picked up the Bounty Hunter themselves and tried to use the Bounty Hunter in an offlane role so that later in the game he can be used as an effective weapon against the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, you're right. You know, that Bounty Hunter ban being a little bit from out of the dark, but however, GD being the second, or I should say, the second place places for the Series 1, they've been very, very strong all the way through that series. They in fact beat Team Diet for the in the earlier rounds. So I do have faith that they know what they're doing. They probably have some kind of setup, or they just don't want to face face those track kills, because track kills adding a lot of gold to your team. And we can see that they've picked up that gyrocopter as that third slot.
Yep, absolutely. Gyrocopter works very well with Darkseer's combination of the vacuum and the wall of replica. Gyrocopter with his just as AoE damage and his ultimate does a lot of AoE damage in a team fight.
Yeah, and I agree, that cooldown being so crucial. If you could get it off, and you know the Darkseer, he's going to be able to set up those cooldowns. You know, they're called those cooldown ults from the gyro. He's going to see that it's going off, be able to vacuum them in so they can get hit with both of the cooldown abilities, and that's going to do a lot of damage. And the draft is progressing a lot faster than I thought it would. We see an OD pickup for GD, seeing a lot of OD play in current sort of Australian New Zealand meta at the moment, and we see for the very first time, well, not for the very first time, but we see Keeper of the Light pickup. Keeper of the Light sort of falling out of popularity recently.
Yeah, I think Keeper of the Light falling out of popularity recently has something to do with Phantom Lance's nerf. How Phantom Lance hasn't been picked so often. But then again, you can see the ultimates coupling up again with vacuum into the wall, Gyrocopter's call down as you said, and now Sanity's Eclipse from Outworld Devourer. I wouldn't be surprised to see possibly a Jakiro as a final pickup, or another AoE support or AoE stun to go with the three of them. They do need an AoE lockdown though. Like something like a Jakiro's Ice Path or a Tyranta's Ravage, something like that can stun the opposition and keep them in one place while Gyrocopter and Outworld Devourer do their damage.
What I would like to really see is an outsider pickup, because I think he is got tier 1 potential. He's got that that stun that stuns for so long that could lock, well, it's not even a stun, it's a sleep that keeps people locked in place for a really long time. So it could be good for a setup for a vacuum wall and an OD, but we'll see. But you can see go to bed's draft being having a lot of push with that bear, that Keeper of the Light, and even the ult from the Dragon Knight. That's gonna be a lot of push there. I'm thinking they're gonna possibly pick up a keeper to add to that push and just go for early game.
That is true, but Elder Titan isn't in Captain's mode. I don't think he is yet. You can see that they did not pick up the Phantom Lancer with the Keeper of the Light. I mean, if you pick up the Phantom Lancer, then of course Lone Druid might get banned. But then again, GD had only one ban left. So once they didn't pick up the Phantom Lancer ban was quite obvious. They barely took any time for it. And I really think Go to Bed could have picked up the Phantom Lancer just after the Keeper of the Light, since GD picked up the Outworld Devourer. Yeah, but then again, the AoE coming out of GD would be too much for Phantom Lancer to handle.
Yeah, I don't think they would have picked it. You're right. I don't think they would have picked up a Phantom Lancer. I think the AoE capability, and you're right on the money, they pick up Jinkiro just as you said they would. This is why you're here. Your technical knowledge in terms of how you should form a draft being right on the money. And you can see here, they've picked up that Jinkiro, as you've said, and their AoE being so strong. And you're right, they wouldn't have picked up the Phantom Lancer. But I guess GD don't want to take that chance. They want to ban at their Phantom Lancer because everybody knows how bad Cancer is in the late game. You just can't, sometimes, even with the nerfs, he's so strong if he gets the right farm.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. With Dragon Knight and Lone Druid's push power coming in, they could just have the Phantom Lancer split push one lane while the rest of the team split pushes another. And the amount of push power coming out of those heroes would just be too much for GD.
I'm thinking here what Go to Bed are going to probably pick up, you know, and I'm looking at their lineup and I don't see a lot of what I like to call hard carry. You know, they've got this carry in the form of Dark Knight. They've got this carry in the form of the Lone Druid. I don't classify either of them as lone as hard, but they pick up a Rubik, which I find is very surprising. But I do think that's going to add a lot of power to their tri lane.
I think the Rubik pickup was mainly because they see the AoE team fight coming out of GD, and they wanted someone who could go and compete in those team fights, possibly stealing a lot of spells during the duration of the team fight. And this also opens the door for a Nyx Assassin mid. As I was telling you earlier, showing up a Nyx as a support so early in the draft isn't really it isn't really good, but they actually now open the doors for Nyx Assassin going mid, and I think he will, looking at the items he's purchased up.
You must also prepare for war.
And taking a look at those items, no one yet just picking up smoke. Nobody on GTB picking up sentry wards, which I think is a mistake. We've seen in a number of games, even in the last game, how the last game, how influential not picking up sentry wards were. Whereas GD picking up the traditional sentry wards on Visage, no smoke, but I think they're going for a next mid. It looks like it, and let's see if with the items he's currently picked up, let's see if they do actually do that, though they're all rotating into the top dire jungle. In fact, every game here so far has the action's all been in the dire jungle.
Just a side note, Rubik has more consumables than Dragon Knight. I hope he's giving that clarity to someone, but I don't know. They might even run Rubik mid, but I don't think it will happen, but it is just a possibility.
And we see here the Blacks blocked at their camp with that Observer Ward. Nice choice, I think. If they're going to go for a solo lane top, which it looks like it is with the Lone Druid, that is a good choice. That's going to deny them at least for 6 minutes unless they reward that. And as we've already said, they have picked up Sentry Wards, so they could reward it, but it's in that position that sometimes people don't pick up on. So we'll see how well that plays out. And we've seen a number of games from Get Lucky on Rubik, so we're expecting big plays from Rubik here. Get Lucky being probably my favourite sort of person that I follow within this group. He has some really fun plays. He likes to play around a little bit with Rubik in terms of stealing non-traditional abilities and using them in such a way that it really offsets the team. So in this bottom lane with the Duxia, I expect that he's going to try and rush in and steal this Iron Shell and counter him very, very early, but that may be an overestimate. Sort of, he may be playing more conservatively given that it's an official game.
Yeah, but the Iron Shell really is a really painful spell to steal and use it against you, because it does a lot of AoE damage in the early game. But as you said, stealing the Iron Shell pretty early would also depend on Rubik getting his level 6 early. And for him to get his level 6 early, they need to get these pulls off, they need to find experience, and they also need to zone out the Darkseer, since Dragon Knight needs his experience too.
We see Coddle driving him out of lane, which is quite unusual. I mean, if I play Darkseer in this position, normally what I do is if the Coddle is charging me, I just Iron Shell myself and just right-click the Keeper of the Light. But we see Darkseer here choosing to play the safe path and sort of escape out of the lane. This is going to potentially backfire. We see in a lot of Premier games. I don't want to say Premier games, maybe Tier 1 games. We see a lot of first picks up on Surge, so they can stay in range for that XP and surge out when they need to. Whereas you don't see many Iron Shell pickups on the first pickup, just because there is the potential that you're going to be denied XP. Normally you would have Nyx in this bottom lane, burning his mana to sort of deny that chance to cast Iron Shell. But as we can see, we do see a defensive tri lane in the top lane instead.
That is true, and another problem for GD is that the 2 sentry wards, I think the one in the trees can spot out the observer ward of GTB, but they haven't really found the observer ward yet, and as long as they don't find it, that's 200 gold down the drain.
Well, they can see it. He should be able to, there he goes. He sees it finally.
They just did.
Yeah, he just saw it. It's because of the positioning. He didn't quite see it initially because it was kind of hiding around. But I like this double dragon lane. They've got sort of Jakara with the 2 heads and then a Visage there to follow through. So I quite like this top dragon lane with the presence of Gyro. I do think this Lone Druid is going to have a hard time, and potentially this is where we're going to see first blood. Darkseer now picking up that level 2 in the bottom. He's picking up Surge as you would expect. Though I don't think he's being aggressive enough. He's not applying double Iron Shells to waves, which I like to see, especially against the melee-based heroes such as DK. Those double Iron Shells would really stop DK from getting those last hits. He'd have to take a bit of a risk in order to get them, and it really does stifle his farm. But if we look at the CS now, he's sitting at top of the table with 13, and he's far and above even Gyro. And I think this is bad. I think this Duxia not playing effectively in terms of realizing that he needs to be double Iron Shelling these waves.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that since I think they first picked DK and the Darkseer was second pick coming out of GD. So I really don't understand why they took the decision to lane a melee hero against a Darkseer. But then
We
again,
see a circle around here. We see a circle around here,
Keeper
and there may be a pickup. He surges. They choose not to use their abilities. In fact, it could have been an easy kill if DK was in range, but he is currently tied up with CS, and that opportunity to pick off the Darkseer as First Blood missed. While in the bottom lane, in the top lane, this Druid suffering a lot from this aggressive tri-lane. It's supposed to be defensive because it is in the defensive position, but you know they're so strong with that ice path and the homing missile, the early homing missile pickup. I think this is a good choice, and I have a lot of hopes here for GD.
Yep, and they've even managed to get the pull going, and that would deny even more experience for the Lone Druid. He's trying to steal a creep wave, but if he manages to get it, that would be very helpful for him, but this is just trying to disrupt it.
I want to talk a little bit about this OD. He is being outplayed by this next assassin, who is mana burning him as soon as he has enough mana to imprison. And I think this is a very, very strong tactic, you know. So often you see OD being left in the middle position against the hero who can just astral imprison repeatedly a hero, and you know, they're left on almost no mana pool, no ability to cast anything, but he's definitely mana burning as soon as he can every time to stop it. Just then, as I said it, he just did it then to stop the chances of astral imprisonment, and I think that AG have this mid lane under control, whereas it's not the case for the bottom lane.
Yeah, that really was quite a good matchup against the OD, because OD beats most mid solos or any solos 1v1. He just beats them with the Astral Imprisonment. But the mana burn is really working against him this time.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this trailing in the top, they are going to get First Blood. This Druid having been forced to retreat slightly, his bear sitting on very, very low HP. He's got 20 or so seconds before he can cast another bear, so he does have to be reasonably conservative. You can probably see that he's used tangos on his bear, if anything, because he wants to be able to sort of pull the lane, and I think that they are winning the top lane, even though the CS doesn't say so. It says that DK is definitely leading the way.
Yep, if you look at the two solos in Darkseer and Lone Druid, you would obviously say Darkseer is doing much better than Lone Druid. Of course, he has 4 extra CS, but just the way that Darkseer isn't getting deprived of experience as much as Lone Druid is. Lone Druid is level 4, whereas Darkseer is still level 3. But that is quite surprising after they managed to pull, I think, 3 waves.
Yeah, but in saying that, Lone Druid has lost a bear, so someone has picked up an additional amount of gold. Hopefully, if they got the last hit, and that's going to translate into an early item, particularly if it is on Jinkaro. We're probably looking to see an early mechanism on him, or if it is on Jaro, it looks like he's building into an early Ring of Aquila, which I hope they do well, because I have a lot of faith in this top trail lane. And we see in the mid lane here, we see OD picking up illusion runes with a haste. He's trying to pick off somebody, but nobody's around. In fact, this next assassin's staying far back, and oh wait, he is finally imprisoned, and that is going to be detrimental. He did use an ability. He has been imprisoned, and I think this is going to start a snowball. If he can repeatedly imprison this next assassin will get shut down.
The bear top.
Yeah, I saw the ice path on a bear. They're looking to pick off this bear and get the XP. They get the gold, and it looks like they're going to get it. He's trying to escape, but it's so tanky. Ice path missing for a second time. The bear being recalled, and you know, all those abilities, all those money's wasted. No bear pickup.
But the good thing for GD is that they managed to pull their creep wave to the small neutral camp instead of giving it to the Lone Druid. That is much better. Of course, the creep wave takes a bit of damage, but that really is nothing compared to the experience they deprived Lone Druid of. They even managed to pull a double stack here.
Yeah, I was just about to say that they pulled the double stack. You know, doing very, very well in terms of denying XP, but you know, the Druid not doing very well in terms of picking up SCS. Versus, he's at half the rate of the Darkseer. You always expected Darkseer to do very, very well with that Iron Shell, but you know, looking at the top players, it is Gyro, it is Dragon Knight, and it is basically a race between them in terms of who can get the items faster, who's going to play well, and who's going to rotate, because that's going to probably be the key here. Who rotates and when they rotate.
Yeah, with all the pulling and depriving Lone Druid of all the experience, he's actually moved to the...
Oh, we see an Ice Path going down on the next assassin, followed by a nuke from the from the Visage. There's just not enough. Lone Druid coming in to try and block it. They pick off the bear for 300 gold on the Jinkaro, so that's going to be a nice investment here.
Jinkaro.
Yeah. But at least he saved their next, and their next not being denied his own farm as a result. He was slightly out of position, but GD not being able to convert that into a kill.
One good thing for GTB, another good thing for GTB is not only that the first rotation from GD failed, Sanity's Eclipse was used on Nyx Assassin in that gank, and they still couldn't kill him. Outworld Devourer's ultimate is now on cooldown, and Nyx Assassin ate the whole ultimate, but he still didn't die.
Just not being a high enough level.
Might see a Vendetta gank on Gyro. Yeah, Vendetta. Gyrocopter is so dead.
Yeah, we're going to see this being converted into a kill. He's out of position. He's killed. First blood to Nyx Assassin, called by my co-caster there, Anonymous, who knows more about the game than I do, and it shows very, very early. He made that call. Nyx Assassin picking up Gyro. Good job there. And we see also a denied tower, so that's extra gold there for the die. That's basically a double up. Even though it was denied, that's going to translate into items. And let's have a quick look at the graphs, given that there's no engagements. We see that it is like roughly 1500 X gold in advantage for the for GD, and also almost no experience difference. In fact, it's slightly in favor of GTB. Why is it in favor of GTB, you think?
Again, Lone Druid getting so much experience in the offlane. Nyx Assassin might be spotted here. No, he wasn't. Lone Druid getting more experience than Darkseer in the offlane. I think that contributed heavily. And also Gyrocopter dying, he lost EXP for those few seconds that he was dead. I think 30 seconds to a minute. In that span of time, DK got his ultimate. Now he's pushing on the bot tower.
Yeah, you can see so much push happening from this. Like, people underestimate the pushing power of DK in his ultimate forward. Meanwhile, in the top position, we see Lone Druid just picking up Gyrocopter and returning out with the assistance, with a lot of assistance actually from this Nyx Assassin. Good pickup here in terms of a draft, but they're also gonna take this bottom tower. So while GTB are up on kills, well, they're up on kills and towers now.
Yep. The thing is, when Nyx Assassin got the first blood on Gyrocopter, he was hiding out in the Goblin shop, the secret shop in the top lane. He was just hiding out there, just waiting, biding his time for about a couple of minutes till Gyrocopter showed up in lane again. He just comes out, Lone Druid gets an entangle, and Gyrocopter just melts to them.
GD now looking to play more conservatively, I think. They are the second place champions from the Series 1, and you know this GTB being a new team, but we did see in the last game they won with such an advantage it wasn't funny, so they're looking to try and do the same, though they're finding a harder time in the form of GD, so I have big hopes here still for GD. They do have this good try lane.
Mid.
Oh no, they're having to force that user in Sasha and put him on himself. He still is going to get clicked off. No, he's going to get away. He's looking for escaping. He turns. He should be running, and he does get away. And this is going to be a dead Nyx. This is a not converted into a kill. Instead, it has actually resulted in 2 deaths.
Lone Druid. The rotation from Jakiro and Visage really secured those 2 kills.
Yeah, we see the power
3
of this.
actually, Keeper of the Light died too.
Yeah, I was going to say keep it light early on, but you see this power of this tri-lane now coming to position. Visage, this is why he's such a top pick. Jinkero, this is, you know, I don't know how many times I've got to say it. Visage, Jinkero and Shadow Demon, top picks for this exact reason. They can rotate, they can add support where they need to add support, and they've added it in the mid lane, and they've managed to not only sort of draw out the kill level, but they've actually taken the lead at 2 to 3 kills.
Yep, I think the gyrocopter deaths in the top lane, that will still come to harm them since he is their #1 carry. Dragon Knight hasn't died yet, so that little bit of thing might come back to haunt them. But right now, with those 3 kills in mid lane, they look to be coming back into the game.
We see a smoke up here in the bottom lane. It's a 4-hero smoke. Well, it's a 3-hero smoke. They're looking to pick off somebody. It looks like this DK is going to be in trouble. They're diving. There's a reactionary TPs. There's 3 reactionary TPs, but it's going to be too late. There's going to be a pickoff. So much damage. Ice Path followed through with a stun and impale, and Rubik goes down. Is anyone else going to go down? Let's have a look. There's damage going down everywhere. DK goes down. There's a cooldown ability from Joro, and they pick off 3 for 1, and they're going to probably retreat. No, they're going to pick off this Keeper of the Light also. It's a 4 for 1. A 5 for 1. It's almost a complete wipe. It's 2 for 4. 2 for 4. That is a good conversion rate. 2 for 5? Yeah, because Rubik died. Yeah, good conversion rate. And they pick up this bottom tower. That's an excellent play there by GD. Showing why they are the 2nd place champions. If not, they should have been the 1st place champions from Series 1. Doing amazing plays, exciting plays to cast. And I can't believe I just saw that.
I said Gyrocopter needed a few kills to get back in this, and he got that right there. Hopefully he doesn't die now.
Yeah, GD being on form, although there's an older DK, he has to be careful. There are familiars around as well as the Darkseer. He hasn't picked up his Wall of Replica, which you kind of expect, because you see these Darkseers, they normally pick up the early showers, the early surge, the early vacuum. You know, they don't really pick up that that wall until sort of level 9, level 10, just because it doesn't scale as well as the other abilities. And he's doing exceptionally well, I think. And we take a quick look at the CS. DK still topping the table at 82. Oh wow. Even that surge could not save him. The next Assassin's Vendetta proving to be too much with a follow through from the Dragon Knight, and we've got probably potentially a mana leak also from the Keeper of the Light. But you know, there's so much offensive play coming up from both teams. This is still anyone's game.
Yep. Side note on the Darkseer death in bot lane, Nyx Assassin waited until Darkseer used his surge to use his own impale, and that really secured the kill in all honesty, because if he used the impale earlier,
and in the bottom lane here we've got, in the mid lane here we've got an Ice Path, but there's no follow through. There's an invisible OD. They could have easily picked him off, but they're scared of this Keeper. They know there's a Druid there, so they decide not to engage when they could have easily probably picked off somebody. But I mean, this hindsight, they don't know what, they can't see what I can see. They don't have the same vision. Although, let's take a quick look at the vision. We can see this great offensive warding from the Dire team in both the ancient stack and also the what do you call it? The Radiant side high ground, being very, very good with a Sentry Ward there where they're dewarded. And also Sentry Ward sitting in sort of the top rune area, whereas Dire only have this rune in their own ancient sort of defensively. They've only got defensive runes, and I think this is going to pay off for the Dire. You know, you've in this sort of a matchup, you've got to be offensive given that you've got those heroes that you've got.
Yep, right now Nyx Assassin used his Vendetta near the bot rune. If GD were paying attention, they would have noticed that he walked straight past the Sentry Wall, so they know he's coming towards
and there's an Ice Path,
and
but
they spot him out.
A slightly premature Ice Path, that doesn't matter. There's just so much damage. He could have easily stunned both of them had he used his Spiked Carapace, but it wasn't cooldown. There's a cooldown ability, but no one's going to get caught, and there's a homing missile on Rubik. There's an Ice Path going onto the Druid. They might get the bear. They do get the bear, and that's a good conversion there for GD, and they're trying to push home another kill, but I think they should sort of slightly back off. This could end up badly. They're looking for Keeper of the Light. They're looking for Nyx Assassin. And there is an Ice Path on this Keeper of the Light, and they may pick him off. Yeah, and they do get him. That's a good play there from GD, picking up 3 kills for the sake of none, and really punishing this Radiant team in the mid lane area.
Yep, absolutely. This all coincided with Nyx Assassin being spotted, trying to use Vendetta to gank them. So the counter initiation really worked for GD, and they might get a tier 2 out of it.
And we see there's a lot of pressure in this mid lane here. We see another pick off, another Nyx Assassin, potentially somebody else. Gyro sitting very, very low. You know, Darkseid taking a lot of damage. Nyx not focusing his damage, and he may pay for it with his life, even though he bought back. And he looks like he's going to go down to just familiars. And that
he dies now.
Oh wow, that is really a big play from GTB. GD doing very, very well. They put some damage on this tower. They should have focused on another being very, very low. He realizes it and he backs out.
A slight victory for GTB in that whole sequence of events was that Dragonite got 2 familiars. Visage's familiars.
Wow, and we see damage going down everywhere. We see Gyro finally almost going down, sitting on a measly 150 or 130 HP. Mechanism coming into play here, or some kind of global heal. Must have been Mechanism.
OD has the mech.
Yeah, if not for that mech, you may have seen someone being dead. And, you know, there's so much pressure on this mid lane here. There's nothing that GTB can do to sort of hold off this offensive on their tier 2 tower. They're looking to try and defend, but they've got no initiation with the heroes they've got there. There's no Vendetta, and so they don't know what to do, so they kind of just meander around. And GD doing very, very well, picking up their tower and choosing to retreat. That is a smart move. Let's have a look at the graphs. And we're sitting at 5,000, halfway to what I call a snowball. This is a minor snowball here by GD. Doing very, very well, showing GTB that they're not going to be intimidated by their selection of heroes. And we do see a smoke up though. This could turn the tide. If GTB can use the smoke to their advantage to pick off 1 or 2 heroes, this could be where they manage to salvage back their current losses.
They'll walk straight past the sentry ward and an observer, which was freshly placed.
Yeah, so they know that they're there. They know that they're not going to get anyone.
They back off.
Yeah, they back off. They play very, very smart. GD not going to fall for that, and they see them that they're smoked up, and that's just very, very unfortunate for GTB because, you know, we don't see many smokes being used in this kind of event. In fact, this is the second smoke being used out of 3 games, and you'd like to see it a bit more, but you know, it's just gone to waste.
Yep. And that sentry ward, it was placed near the rune just as they smoked up in their mid lane. So the timing of it all was really unfortunate for GTB.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that this one sentry ward really ruined any potential possibility of them looking to pick off somebody. At the same time, we see GD looking to rotate into the Rosh pit area for some reason. It looks like they might be pushing mid. They've got 3 descending on mid, so they're looking to push mid slightly. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Gyro just looks like he's AFK. He's not really doing anything, and what's he doing?
No idea, he's just hugging the tower. I think he's afraid that if he goes forward, Nyx Assassin might show up. And then again, he's waiting for the rest of his team to gank Nyx Assassin.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're waiting for this this engagement here with Jakara with Frozen. He uses that Vendetta to escape. We talked about that earlier, how Vendetta can be used as both an offensive and defensive ability. And he's used it to be a defensive ability, which, you know, you may think that's great, but it means that he's going to wait at least another 60 seconds in order to sort of apply that Vendetta offensively, which means GD can freely push without the fear of a Nyx Assassin for the next 60 seconds, which means they may convert that into a tier 2 tower.
Yep, they're already looking to push the tier 2 tower up top. They're trying to backstab with the Nyx Assassin, and GD don't have any sort of vision to realize that he's there. But luckily for them, the Vendetta just ran out.
Wow, and we see Nyx being driven off just simply by an Ice Path and a bunch of familiars. And that deep warding done by GD. Such good warding. They've got so much more warding control than GTB. This is really what's going to pay off for them, I think. Oh, what an Illuminate. It forces out a mech, and they're going to have to just push it down. This Dragon Knight being slightly out of position. Nyx being there. This is damage going everywhere. Nyx goes down. OD does take damage as a result, and also potentially Gyro. It's so close. Oh no, it doesn't work out. It doesn't convert into a kill. It converts into 1 for 2, 2 for 2, But oh wow, I mean, there's so many abilities flying everywhere. It's just everybody's sacrificing themselves in order to take down a hero. It is a 3 for 3. They do come out even odds, but so much damage going on this tower, and it looks like Familiars are going to finish it off. So GD just coming out slightly on top with the push with that tier 2 tower.
You know, the slight difference in this is that the mid solo, they lost their mid solos, their #1 carry and a support. But the difference is that Nyx Assassin doesn't isn't as important as Outworld Devourer to a team in the late game. Outworld Devourer, you can consider him in many aspects as a carry himself. So losing the Outworld Devourer was a slight gain for GTB. Killing the Outworld Devourer was a gain for GTB.
And this is by far the best game that we've seen tonight, with the plays being so big. Even though it seems like it's one-sided, it is really close. Let's have a quick look at the graphs. It's only 5,000, and you know, maybe gold is more in the favor of GD, but you know, it is still very close. GTB, just if they can win the next team fight or the next team engagement quite substantially, they can equate this, and this will be anyone's game. You know, in no sense of the means is it GD's games just yet, even though they've got this very offensive selection of heroes, and they have got this sort of tower advantage. I still have hope here for GTB.
The pick off of the tier 1 tower down bot now gives them access to the Radiant jungle, and that might prove effective later on. And if they get the tier 2 bot too, it'll be really hard for GTB to come back into the game, since they will have no outer towers left. Whereas GD have tier 1s in both mid and top.
And you can see, listeners, this is why I have Anonymous. His in-depth knowledge as to why losing that bottom tier 1 tower, what it can actually mean, is so good, and that's why he's here. And you can see there's so much engagement happening in the bottom. There's an Ice Path not hitting anything. There's Familiar Stuns not hitting anything. Everybody missing. And Rubik stealing. What has he stolen? He's stolen the Flak Cannon. Oh, and DS going down. This is not working out well for GD. This could be where GTD turn it, but they choose to back off. They choose to just pick off a couple of Familiars, and I guess you could call that a win for GTB.
Yeah, the Familiars, again, I really didn't understand this. Even when they were sieging the mid tier 2, engagement.
It's a little bit sloppy. There's no concise sort of targeting that seems to be coming out of GD. They seem to be on a reactionary basis here, in terms of they had such good synergy with the selection of you might say the early engagements. They selected the heroes, they DPS'd them down. Those last two engagements, I guess they get caught off guard slightly because they weren't focusing as much as they were in the earlier phases. You know, especially that OD, he split his damage between a number of heroes, thinking that's what everyone's going to right-click down. He popped that mech, you know, just to save everybody, and now he's going for a 4-star. So hopefully the next engagement goes in their favour. Although I must mention, Fresco picking up Visage picking up a Gemma True site.
Yeah, that would deprive even more map presence and for GTB. Now any wards they have will be dewarded with Visage and his Familiar. So they don't have any wards up at the moment. They have one at the bot room, which is already noticeable to GD. It's just a matter of time when Visage decides to use his Familiars to deward it. But now they will have no map control whatsoever.
And I want to just say, I missed this early on, but there's a Shadow Blade on this DK, which means he could be the invisible dragon gank. And while this is not particularly popular, I still think this is a very good build. What are your thoughts on that?
He's had it for a while. I think he picked it up around the 18th or the 20th minute. But since they already have a Nyx Assassin who's hit 6 for almost like 15 minutes now, 15 minutes ago or even 20 minutes ago he hit 6 since he was mid-solo, they've had sentries all over the map, and Visage also has a Gem of True Sight. So the surprise factor coming out of the DK is almost negated. Roshan.
Yeah, it looks like they are engaging a Roshan. I think the Radiant pick up on this. They're looking to push mid as a concise group. They're all there. If they suddenly realize they could actually turn this to the advantage.
Good decision.
Yeah, abandon. Yeah, a good abandonment there of Roshan. They come through. They may even convert this into 1 or 2 kills, and it is. There's an overcommitment here from GTB. There's damage going down everywhere, and there's an OD ult. It takes out at least Keeper of the Light and potentially Next assassin, although Nick, yeah, and he gets picked off with a combination of wow, a combination of iron shells and a ice path, and it looks like it's a one-to-one tear off between between Darkseer and Dragon Knight, but they can't go toe-to-toe. Unfortunately, no one else around.
Dragon Knight.
Yeah, no one else around to pick it up.
He doesn't have a teleport scroll, and he's waiting for a Shadow Blade, but he won't get it.
Yeah, they see him and they pick him off. That going completely in the favor of GD. I was going to say that was close, but I guess trading a Darkseer for a Keeper and a Dragon Knight, that's more than a victory for them.
And a Nyx. A Nyx assassin like that too. But Omega, just a side note, Jakiro is godlike.
Godlike, I did not notice that, but I did notice that he has a smoke. So they're going to pick up this Roshan, and they're going to look to sort of, I think they're going to immediately smoke once they got this Rosh, and look to pick off this Radiant, who are going to probably come in close to try and contest.
I think they are, that's why Dragon Knight bought back too. I think they are going to contest it now. But I don't know if they can, since Dragon Knight doesn't have a BKB. He can't stand in a team fight with Gyrocopter's, not Gyrocopter, Jakiro's ultimate.
Yeah, and they've got this Darkseer sort of protecting the farm of, or protecting the attempt of Roshan, and everybody knows that this wall and this vacuum is going to basically shut them down just before they even get in. But they choose to abandon again because the bear's gone in there. They're not going to contest it. They know where they are, and there may be a misplay here from the bear. No, everyone's out of position. You know, everyone's looking for that opening. No one's really committing just yet. And then here we go. Here goes the Darkseer. There's a wall, but it doesn't. It's a one vacuum. It picks up two people. They're going to take off the Keeper, no problem. They might pick up this bear. No, he escapes, and they pick off one person for an out. I guess that's a win. They're gonna now convert that into a Roshan kill.
Down into little pieces.
Yeah, unfortunately, this not going in the way of GTB. Roshan now being picked up by GD. Going on to Gyrocopter, as you would expect, in terms of who's got the heart. And this is going to be a bottom tier 2 tower. I think there's nothing they can do. You see the Dragon Knight running past the tower with the invisible, popped early. And oh wait, hold on, what's going on here? Do you see?
Nyx.
They're looking
Nyx
at, yeah,
they have a gem.
That's right, they have a gem. They're looking for this. He's trying to TP out. There's all manner of, they don't see him, and he gets out.
That was lucky for Nyx that this is it wasn't the support who was right next to him. It was Jakiro instead, so he could just TP out, juke Jakiro and TP out. I think he even used his Vendetta for that, so that's another loss.
When we see the
But I think at this point in the game, sieging the tier 2 bot.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point in the game, we've got the siege going onto tier 2 bot. We've got this bear with Molnya in the top lane. I guess he couldn't get enough farm for that early Radiance, so he's gone a different build. And I don't think that's going to work out for him. I think he should have saved for that Radiance. I think that's much, much stronger. But, he's the one playing the bear. And it's not working out. And we see an assault on the tier 3 tower. This could potentially be tier 3 tower, if not Rax. If this Druid doesn't TP back in. He's looking to exchange for one tower, but he needs the TP.
Surely the tier 3, your base tower is more important than a tier 1 top.
Come on, Druid, I see you. You've got a TP scroll. At any moment you can TP out. But they're feeling confident. They're feeling they can defend this bottom. So Druid now TPing into the bottom lane to help defend this bottom lane. It may be too little too late. There's an ice path. There's a cooldown ult. There's all kinds of abilities going down. Is someone going to actually go down? DK taking so much damage. It looks like he's going to go down. And he's ice path. Oh my god, so much damage. Jinkura might go down. Jinkura goes down. It looks like it's an abort from GD. They can't actually convert this into a tower. They can't convert it into Rax, so they have to fall back.
Another note, Jakiro was godlike, as I told you earlier. He just gave up 850 gold to the Dragon Knight for that kill.
Yeah, and I'm quite disappointed that they didn't use that smoke. He's got 5 Sentry Woods, which they didn't put down anything within the Radiant jungle, and that's a very, very good pickup for GTB. Although they are substantially down, looking at the graphs, they're sitting at 5,000 XP difference and 12,000 gold. 12,000 gold being very, very substantial. Let's have a look at add items. That's going to tell us what the true story is. Having a look at GTB, they have a partially complete mech. Oh, nice, nice, nice. They have a just boots in a bottle on their next assassin. On DKD, as you can see on your screen, they've picked up a Shadow Blade, and it looks like he's got at least his Helm of Dominator, and he looks like he's building into a BKB. And we see Druid with it looks like he's building into a Basher, which is not a bad choice for the Druid, given that he's got Minonia. And oh wow, this Rubik having slightly more fun than I expect. He's got a Bracer and Mana Boots, but on the meantime, GD having far much more farm. They've got a BKB on their Gyro. They've got a Helm of the Dominator on their Gyro, who's also still got Aegis for another sort of 3-4 minutes. They've got on their Jinkero, who's had all his godlike farm. He's only got a push stick, and I think that's not going to really work out. And meanwhile, on the Dark Seer, they've picked up pipes, which is really, really good, and a mechanism on the I forget what it's called now. Would Destroyer. So all in all, it's looking like it's in GD's favour. They have the kill advantage, they have the level advantage. Do they have the net worth advantage? Let's have a quick look. They have the net worth advantage, you know, with Gyro sitting at a sort of similar level to DK, but really it's OD and Darkseer who are far above the rest of the pack. In fact, this is looking not so great for the Radiant. Their farm being very, very low.
That is reflected in the gold graph. They have GD have almost a 12,000 gold lead, and Dragonite picking up BKB 34 minutes in when the opposition. I think the wall goes through BKB, but Gyrocopter's slow is probably the biggest control they have, which goes through a BKB. So I don't really understand why he didn't rush the BKB as his first item. The Dragonite.
Yeah, as I said earlier, as you said, he already picked that Shadow Blade very, very early, looking to try and gank with that Shadow Blade, but not being able to use it effectively. And we see here now on the screen, the Aegis is going to run out. They haven't really utilised this Aegis so much as they have picked up a couple of kills and they have picked up a tower, but they could have probably pushed this bottom Rex earlier when it was pushed right in. But they're playing the safe game because they know. I think, you know, GD do this. They've done this in a number of games. They get to a certain point that they know they've got a comfortable lead and they don't want to throw it away, so they kind of revert their playstyle to being slightly conservative.
Yeah, it's always never too bad to be safe. So I guess they're just playing safe. Now they want to protect their mid-tier 1, but Lone Druid is split pushing top again. But TP's out.
And we see a reactionary TP in here from Jinkero. We also see a lot of abilities being thrown down. They're looking to try and pick off somebody, especially with this Gyro who's been surged. They Ice Path, they hit no one, and that would have been a great pick off of somebody if they'd got them. But you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes your Jinkero is not always going to get those Ice Paths off. You know, I watch a lot of casts, and sometimes you get a little bit spoilt because Jinkero always landing those Ice Paths, but sometimes you miss, and just like in that engagement. Well, it seems that the Radiant has sort of descended into what I call the Neandering, the fault of Neandering. They're grouped up very, very tightly, which is very, very strong, but they're not actually achieving any kind of farm or any kind of XP gain from that. They are sort of trying to pick off a couple of camps of creeps and looking to pick off possibly agents. But meanwhile, the Dire, they're not Neandering as much. They are farming freely within their own jungle. They are pushing the lanes, so and they've got this massive advantage, so they don't feel the pressure. And this is the kind of phase in the game where it does seem to slow down a little bit in terms of who's getting kills, because everybody is being overly conservative. It's going to come down to the next team fight. Whoever wins this next team fight, I believe that this is probably going to be Rax.
They've just smoked up. I'm just wondering if they lose this team fight, they still have a time to come back before Roshan respawns in another 3 minutes, I think, 2.5 to 3 minutes. So this smoke, and they're trying to backstab the GTB.
Yeah, they're looking to circle around. They're looking to flank the position of the Radiant, and it looks like they may catch them. No, they back off. I'm not sure why they backed off. They had it all in their means. Given that the Radiant is so spread out, there's no follow through. They could have easily flanked and taken them out, but no, they choose to play again. Like I said before, they choose to play safe. If it's not definitely going in their favor, they don't want to take that chance.
Actually, I don't think this was playing safe because they sacked the tier 1. They wasted the smoke trying to gank them. But I think since the tier 1 tower fell, I think they realized that they didn't want to take the fight when the tower has already fallen. But then again, if they wanted to defend that tower by taking the fight, they should have done it much earlier without the smoke.
And Darkseer looking to stack these agents for the first time, which will be beneficial to both either Gyro or OD, probably Gyro at this stage. And they've kind of reverted to this farming status, which I like to see. We see this with some of the teams in the Kiwi Challenge League. We see that they don't waste the time. As soon as they know they're not going to get a kill or there's not going to be an engagement, they immediately descend into farming. Whereas on the Radiant team, they're not quite sure. You know, they're grouped up, they're not picking up as much XP or as much farm, and they're just going to convert into basically more deficit in the late game.
Yep. And the thing is, like, even if it goes to late game, I still think OD, Outworld Devourer, and Gyrocopter do more damage than Lone Druid and Dragonite do. But then again, Lone Druid with a max 12 stack inventory might spell doom for any. They might want to finish this early and try and siege the base a little earlier, like they're doing now in mid lane.
Yeah, I was just about to say they're descending on the space. They're poised to take this tier 3 tower, and Druid can TP in at any point, as well as DK. No, DK doesn't have a TP score. He needs to sell something in order to get a TP score. So this is the best opportunity for the Dire to take their tower. But instead, they turn around and they look to take out this DK because they realize he has no scroll. But he's being summoned by the Coddle, and I completely forgot about that ability there.
Yeah, that's really helpful against split pushers, but now that he's pulled DK back, I don't know if he can pull Lone Druid back, but Lone Druid does have a TP scroll for his own use.
Great plays by GTT saving their DK. I think that was a great play. And it looks like they're now smoking up, or they're invising into this mid lane here to try and pick up this OD. I think this is going to be a big misplay. They're trying to right click. They're killing illusions with it, and they do get some familiars. But GD sort of too spread out to engage this, so it is a minor win to GTB, picking up those familiars. But they're forced to GD's forced to retreat, but they're regrouping now, and this could be the battle that turns the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and this also coincides with Roshan respawning. So whoever wins this gets the Aegis and they can siege the opposition base. But if GTB even win this fight, they need to go through 3 tier 2s in all 3 lanes before they can siege the base. So if GD win this fight, it'll most likely be the last one to begin, unless they have buybacks. Oh yeah, they do have buybacks for Dragonite and Lone Druid, so they can at least force the buybacks if they win the fight.
GD taking the opportunity not to only to pick up a bear, but also try and attempt this Roshan. Druid not having a cooldown for the bear, I believe. No, yeah, he just used it now, so he does has a bear. But I don't think they can contest this. They don't have the offensive team fight that you'd really expect to see. But GD do fall back. And there's another missed ice path. Diginkara not getting the luck that he had early in the game. But they're just going to go back for Roshan, I think. I think once they've driven back GTB, they're just going to keep trying this Roshan.
In all honesty, GD can finish Roshan much quicker than GTB can because of Rocket Barrage hitting Roshan, and even Outworld Devourer's Arcane Orb. It hits Roshan, so they they kill Roshan much quicker than GTB will be able to.
I think this is going to be converted into a tier 3 tower. If GTB don't be careful, you know, they're all there to contest, but they're all very so out of position now, especially as they retreat. You know, that's the best time to pick off a hero, is when you're pursuing. You know, they're all spread out, and sometimes people don't realize that their teammates are being picked off, so that kind of worked out very badly for them. Lucky they didn't lose anyone, but we do see this good rotation of the whole team of Dire, or of GD, into the bottom lane. They're going to push onto this bottom lane tower. You know, and if you just look at the map, look at the mini map. Druid is pushing once again with a scroll. The rest of the Radiant team is just hugging this tower, not picking up any kind of CS. Meanwhile, the entire Dire team is sitting together in the bottom lane, pushing this bottom lane together, getting CS, getting farm together, and you know, it's going to force this Druid to come back.
Oh, one thing though, I just remembered that during the pick ban stage, nobody banned out the Nature's Prophet. And GTB, if they really wanted to split push with the lone druid, they could have picked up the Nature's Prophet since his split push is more effective. But we might see a 5-on-5 engagement here.
We see abilities going down, we see flames, we see both Jinkira ult, followed by an Impale, and a bunch of abilities going down. Both Keeper of the Light and Nyx Assassin going down. Nyx Assassin buying back. He wants to come into this engagement, he wants to pick up as many heroes as possible. This Gyro is sitting very low. Bear right clicking. They lose Darkseer. Oh wow, and we do see that Nyx Assassin's buyback being beneficial. He does drive off the OD. And he does pick up the gyro kill, but they forget it is an Aegis, and this is going to be converted into probably a Rax if they're not careful. But no, I'm wrong. There is a buyback from the Dragon.
Even though they lost a couple of heroes there, I think GD won that engagement simply because they forced out buybacks from Nyx Assassin and Dragon Knight. They even got the tier 3 tower, and so now they have a naked set of racks if they win a team fight, just to go just beeline it to the bot lane and take out the racks.
Things clearly going in the favour of GD just at present. Having a quick look at the grass while everyone backs off, you can see that they are at a 17,000 gold advantage, as well as a nearly 14,000 XP advantage. This is going to be very difficult for GTB to come back, but they are putting up a lot of resistance, much more than you would expect from sort of this level of play. In fact, I would like to say that GTB doing an exceptional job holding out, given that they're so far down.
Yep, that really does come to some of the split pushing lone druids been doing to the top lane, because if they have all 3 lanes pushed into their base, they will have some trouble defending all 3. But lone druids made sure that he keeps the top lane pushed out, and the anti-push coming out of Keeper of the Light's Illuminate, that really destroys most pushes. So you see the pipe pickup being even more important now on the Darkseer to prevent most of his allies who are nearby to be hit by the Illuminate. But the Illuminate and the Fate Bolt is still a good combination for anti-pushing, really, with the Flame Breath coming out of the Dragon Knight.
The only problem being with that Illuminate is that it does scale off late game against heroes, and we're kind of in that phase now where Illuminate is not going to do so much damage against heroes. It's still going to be as effective against creeps, but, you know, as the Keeper's Illuminate fades out, also it does tower damage. So, you know, it's going to get to a point where they're not going to be afraid to sort of just tank the damage from the tower, and there's just so many towers up. They've got all their tier 2 towers for the team, and the Radiant just being reverted down to only tier 3s, and we can see here now in the top lane the Dire pushing very hard in this top lane. Are they going to rotate mid? Are they going to keep pushing? It seems like they're being kind of indecisive. In fact, there's a TP out.
Gyrocopter.
Wow, we can see how farmed the Gyrocopter is. He's got a Monkey King bar, he's got a Butterfly, you know, his Flak Cannon, but basically just completely destroying the creep wave. He's going to pick up some agents as well, and he's just farming like a champion. CS is though still DK sitting at the top of the table, and that's probably what's keeping GTB in the game at present.
Yep, one of the main problems of pushing out all 3 lanes if you can't break base is the fact that the opposition carry gets to farm most of the creep wave. So Dragon Knight still can be he can still be impactful in the game, but he still need at least 2 more items before he can like just go out or go all out on the GD lineup. He is transitioning into an Assault Cuirass, I think, or it might even be a Mjolnir.
It looks like it's going to be an AC, or I could be wrong, but it looks like it's going to be an AC. He's doing very, very well, like picking up so many last hits, you know, giving a Gyro a run for his money. In fact, he is sitting at the highest CS at 306 at 47 minutes into the game. That's an exceptional level of CS for a DK, you know, and while everything seems to be in favor of GD, I still think it's one team fight. If they misplay one team fight and don't have the buybacks, this could be converted into not only a tier 2 tower but also a Rax potentially.
Here's a good pickup on the Darkseer. He bought the ultimate orb, I think.